Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I use that hashtag how I got custody because I share with people how I got custody, how I won over and over, how I fought off, 11 different bogus attempts at restraining orders. I've gotten restraining orders. I've won contempt, defended contempt, and all that stuff without a lawyer. If you need help doing that or figuring that stuff out, or if you still want to stick with an attorney and can't figure out how to make your attorney do their job, then get a consult with me. My contact information is in the link in the bio and the profile or on YouTube under YouTube videos. But here's one thing that guys need to do. You need to make a choice. Make up your mind. I have guys who call me and they say, my attorney won't do his job or her job. Okay, then fire him. Well, I can't do it without an attorney. Well, then learn how to do it without an attorney. Well, I'm not confident in myself. So then go back to your attorney who's sabotaging your case and lose. Some of you guys are such emotional basket cases, you can't just make a decision. Pick one. If you're losing with an attorney paying $10,000 every 2 months, you could at least lose for free. Go pick yourself. Bet on yourself. But it's been proven over and over, and you see it in the comments in my videos and all over the place. In testimonials that you see in the comments in YouTube videos, some comments on TikTok already. Guys going into court and winning without an attorney. I have a guy who just finished. I have a couple guys who just finished their own trials and destroyed the mothers on the stand. Destroyed guardian items on the stand. You guys have attorneys and you're sitting there in the court hearing. Why won't my attorney speak up? Why won't my attorney say what I want him to say? Why didn't he say what I told him to say when we met? If you're representing yourself, you could do that. You could talk the way that you want about what you want. Now, if the judge sets you down and you get off on the tangent and start talking about whether we're going to populate Mars or something totally irrelevant, then yeah, you should get shut down. But when you're representing yourself, I got a video on my YouTube channel. I think it's 4 or 5 reasons why I don't use an attorney. Number one is my attorney's an idiot. If I have an attorney, the attorney's an idiot. Unless they're 100% going to be a mouthpiece for me and do exactly what I say. I did have an attorney for a period of time when I was dragged back into court, and I was in court for modification for 1.5 years, and I thought I was going to have to go to trial, but the attorney let me write all the paperwork. I told him what to say in court. He barely had to prep for a hearing. And then when I got a bad ruling, I went to the Court of Appeals by myself and won a motion for discretionary review, which is called interlocutory motion in other states. And it's harder than an appeal. And my attorney was astounded, and he said, you should go to law school, dude. What are you waiting for? So if I could do it, a warehouse worker who flunked out of college, you could do it. The only thing that's stopping you is that you're scared and you're paranoid and you don't want to get off your lazy ass and learn a couple things. Well, I'm not confident because I don't know what the court says. Well, go learn what the laws are. Go learn it. That's like saying, oh, I can't learn how to drive or take a driving test because I don't know how to drive. Or I can't sign up for driver's ed because I don't know how to drive. That's why they have a driver's ed class, so you can learn how to drive. And everybody who goes to driver's ed learns how to drive and gets a license for the most part. Well, I don't want to become a doctor, even though I really would like to. I don't know anything about medicine. That's why you go to med school. This is the most dumbest, outrageous, retarded excuse for not representing yourself. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Then learn what you're doing. Did you ever learn how to ride a bike? You didn't know how to ride a bike before you learned how to ride a bike, right? You didn't have any experience having sex before you had sex, right? You still went and did it, right? You figured it out, right? This is why I tell you guys, my gender is such a bunch of dumbasses that we will abandon everything else that we do in life and do stuff totally different in family court. We'll pay an attorney $10, $15, $20, $50, $100,000 to continue to lose for us, but we will never buy a lemon car, get a transmission overhaul, get a lube oil and filter, and drive away and our car breaks down on the road without demanding our money back or them to fix it for free. But we'll do it in family court. We won't demand, our money back. We won't stand our ground when we go to family court. For some reason, we turn into these bitch-ass cowards that won't even stand up to our own attorney who we're the boss of. Your attorney works for you. You're paying them $300 to $400 an hour. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't do this. I had a guy who told me his attorney said he wanted to go and modify his parenting plan. And then he gave him reasons why, and the attorney said, oh, you can't do that. Then he said, well, here's the law on it, after he talked to me and I showed him the law. He goes, well, it would be hard. That's what an attorney told him. The attorney said, at first he said, you can't do it, basically meaning it's saying it's impossible, I will not even try. And then when he showed him, here's a factor in the law that allows me to modify because, you know, in that law we looked at, it says if you deviate away from the parenting plan long enough, you can modify it because you're not following the parenting plan, so you might as well get a new one. So he shoved the law in the lawyer's face, but the lawyer should have known himself, yeah, you got a great case, it's going to be hard, but we can go for it. Can't guarantee anything. The attorney just wanted to be a sissy little bitch. And then you guys aren't outraged. I'm more outraged that you're getting hustled than you are, and you're the one paying the money. Really, I'm outraged because you guys are a bunch of sissy little cowards or lazy bums, and you just take it up the rear and you don't stand up for yourself. And I'm the bad guy up here telling guys to grow some balls and stand up for themselves. You know, if you got a son who plays football and he goes out there and he loves football and then he gets hit and he gets knocked down and then he wants to quit or stand on the sideline, you'll tell him, son, go out there and just hit the guy harder next time. Go knock him off his block. So your attorney hits you and tells you, oh, you can't do that. You just need to quit on your case and we're not going to fight for justice. And you go, oh, okay, whatever you say. Pick one. If your attorney's not doing his job, then go represent yourself. I have people who say, my attorney is totally sabotaging my case. Okay, well, go represent yourself. I'll probably lose. You're already losing, you dumbass. You're already losing. What are you talking about? Pick one. Make a choice. There's countless men who do better without an attorney. You're already losing. You're in the hole. You're paying somebody to lose for you. What do you got to lose? Nothing. You're on 2 hours of supervised visitation, or you got no visitation. There's nowhere to go but up. Why don't you try representing yourself? I did it. Look at how well I did. There's a guy on my TikTok, psychotic gay stalker. He's sitting there saying that he talked to me one time and he went to court and he lost, so he quit on my help, even though he had 3 other options for recourse. Then he got an attorney, then he lost with an attorney, then he got another attorney, then he got another attorney. He ended up spending about $30,000 on 3 different attorneys. And then he's coming on my page blaming me and saying I'm a con artist. And I won in court. And he lost in court. And he's on 2 hours of supervised visitation. And he kept using attorneys over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm the bad guy. And I'm sitting here win. I won. And I continue to win. And I have a great relationship with my daughter 23 years later. She's 23 now. And I've helped countless other guys win. And it's proven in the testimonials that I have on YouTube where I show emails from people, I show text messages from people. People put comments in the comments. I can't fake all that stuff. And then the guy was desperate to make me look bad. He was like, oh, you got a black baby's mom. She must be a crackhead. And then I proved that she's not a crackhead because she's a human resource manager. And then he said, oh, you only won because you're dealing with a black woman in Washington, which is an advantage in a liberal state. A black mother walks in automatically with an advantage. So the guy just started lying. But my point is, that guy never decided to grow some balls and actually represent himself after he lost one time. I lost in court the first 4 or 5 times. But I kept at it like any man with balls would. Because I cared enough about my kid to fight. See, any of you guys who are critics of me or don't like my tone and don't like me chewing you out and telling you to grow some balls, this is the answer. And if you get an attorney, you light a fire under the attorney. If the attorney doesn't listen, you fire them. I get guys that come back to me. We even write a letter, or I tell him how to cite the rules of professional conduct. He writes a letter. My attorney still won't listen. Then fire him. Well, I can't fire my attorney. Then what are you doing? You're sitting there in no man's land. This is your fault, 100% your fault. If you're going to sit there and tolerate this stuff, it's your fault. You're the dumbass. I can't stop attorneys from being dumbasses, but I can stop dads or encourage them to stop being dumbasses themselves and continuing to hire these dumbass attorneys. It's your fault. You're going to end up with the ruling that you end up with. You have a chance to do something about it now. You have to have a little bit of bravery, which actually is, I'm not going to be as stupid as I was with the attorney, or I'm not going to let my attorney run me over. I'm going to stand up to him, or I'm just going to do it myself. I'm not going to be that stupid. And there's nowhere to go but up. What do you got to lose? Choose, pick one. Stop dilly-dallying around in no man's land. My attorney won't do this, my attorney won't do that. Grow some balls and be a man and make a choice and learn how to fight yourself, like millions of others have.